the story of our world every day. Listen and your heart may open up. If ever you feel frightened of our world that's washed away, a mother is a mother, come to us. Women, 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 women. Women sew the fabric of our world every day. History of violence made it through. The stories that we share will live on until we say these truths are our gifts passed on to you. Women.
Welcome to tonight's hashtag 101 Night Show. I'm Lisa Liebau, co-founder and president of the Scheherazade Project, a women's activism through storytelling arts movement that uses the power of art, creativity, solidarity, and courage in promoting social justice, nourishing our spirits, and enabling a more beloved community. We're more than halfway through our Election Day countdown with creativity. We've been showcasing our strong voices to encourage all Americans to use their voices in the most important way, vote. Join us live every night, 8 p.m. Eastern, or watch previous episodes by visiting YouTube, Facebook, and IGTV. Tonight's featured artist is journalist and playwright Holly Morse-Ellington. Holly received a Pushcart Prize nomination for Counting Time in a Welterweight Waltz and an Individual Artist Award in Playwriting from Maryland State Arts Council. Her work is published in Creative Nonfiction, American Theater, the Loch Raven Review, Broad River Review, Matador Network, and the Furious Gazelle, among others. She writes for Flea Market Insiders and Cityscope magazine. I'm proud to present Holly Morse-Ellington.
On a Whistle and a Prayer, first published in Creative Nonfiction, Sunday Short Reads. A kid could have drowned that day. I sat under the umbrella on my lifeguard tower, saving my 16-year-old self. Twirling my whistle, I looped silent prayers. Please, don't let me be pregnant. Please, please, God. Thoughts and rope twined round and round. That summer, I'd started my job at the community pool with great focus. A week or so in, I made rescue history. 2 saves in 1 dive. 2 friends had been play fighting in the deep end, and play turned to panic. Panic in water can cause flailing arms to drag down any person within reach, even the rescuer. It's survival instinct. I blasted my whistle and dove in, my lock around each boy's neck, the way I wedged my upturned body between them and cradled a head in each armpit as I flutter kicked to the wall. Wasn't textbook, but it was enough. Their mouths fish-puckered just above the surface. Our tandem breath sucked in air. Hope. I'd almost failed my lifeguard training course the previous winter. There was a required time event to dive down 7 feet and retrieve a 10-pound brick. I couldn't find the brick. The instructor gave me a second chance, but not before adding, "You might want to have your eyes checked." My eyes were fine. The black brick lay on top of the black drain grate. Thick chlorine fumes were a hallmark of this indoor pool, an annex of the Methodist Church. The chlorine haze wound from pool to pulpit. I believed it must have been an effort by the church to cloud the vision of girls and boys who would otherwise see each other in bathing suits. It amazed me they even allowed such a thing. I was a member of the Church of Christ. We didn't allow co-ed swimming or dancing, or even services with instruments. The Methodists had it all. My mom had a fear of water, passed down from my grandmother, who'd almost drowned in Kentucky Lake. So Mom bent some rules and let me learn to swim at that church. First as a tadpole, and then as a member of the town's swim team, losing toenails as I practiced flip turns against a wall I couldn't see coming. Mom saved me that fear. the fear of drowning in still waters. Being a lifeguard and 16 with my own car brought new concerns. One morning I was making a sandwich to take to the pool, singing a song I'd heard many times on family road trips, the radio forever tuned to the oldie station. Yummy, 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 I have. I couldn't remember the lyrics, so I improvised. Candy in my tummy. Mom yelled from the living room, "What do you have in your stomach?" Her question was pointed. I knew she was suspicious of my after-work social life. That year, painful cramps had led to a diagnosis of endometriosis. After a surgery to burn off the fibrous tissue suffocating my uterus, the gynecologist prescribed birth control pills. Mom waved the script in her hand. "This is not a license." I'd never told the doctor, with my mom beside me during appointments, that I had experienced another telltale symptom: pain during sex. The pill was supposed to suppress hormones contributing to my endometriosis, to shock my body into a constant state of imaginary pregnancy. I popped a pill whenever. No one talked to me about the reality of pregnancy. No one told me how to use the pill to prevent one, until the day I sat under the umbrella on the lifeguard stand, praying away. You're supposed to take those at the same time every day. That's like the big thing about the pill, an older lifeguard told me as we mopped the locker room floor. I must have said something as we cleaned, or maybe I just had a look that other teenage girls recognize. I was only a few days late, not even, maybe. I didn't count days between periods then. I counted whistle blasts, 2 to give warning, 1 to give rescue. I counted seconds between lightning and thunder to gauge the distance of a storm. I counted the last minutes of light on the longest day of the year, my favorite. The remaining hours of summer vacation, the number of Sundays I could skip church because, after all, I had to work at the pool. I knotted my whistle around my reddening fingers, a pool of please, please swirling in my head. I bartered infinite, pitiful pleases. I'll believe better if only please. I can't be. For the rest of that summer, I would watch kids splash and play in the pool. I dove in after them when their play turned to trouble. The water I was treading stilled. Maybe it was prayer, maybe science, maybe sheer willpower. I do wonder about the power of panic, particularly as I approach my 40th birthday, with not one pregnancy to count. Still, I look out, taking in the light on the longest day of the year.
Thanks for joining the sisters tonight. If you've joined us other nights, I'm sure you too are impressed by the diversity of storytellers' approaches. Some have created new work for their night's performance, others have shared previous work, but all have signed on to support us by sharing their voices. By the time we reach November 2nd, the eve of the 2020 election day, all eligible voters will be ready to raise their voices too, in the most important way of all. Go vote, everyone.
Come to us, women, 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 women. Women sew the fabric of our world every day. History of violence made it through. The stories that we share will live on until we say these truths are our gifts passed on to you.